I'm Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is May 3rd, 2020, and I am going to do another reading in my series of And Now for Something Completely Different. So this reading it was inspired by somebody asking me if I could ask my guides if there was a reincarnation of a founding father in our current government, and they gave me the name of, my guides gave me the name of Katie Porter, and they told me she was reincarnation of Thomas Paine. I'm not saying she's the only reincarnation, but she's the name that they gave me. And I can see similarities between the two of them if I look at the photographs of Katie and the likenesses of Thomas Paine. I see a certain soul quality, and I think there's a lot of confluence regarding their life's work. So Thomas Paine is, and I'm cheating, I'm reading from my notes here. I think this is from Wikipedia. Best remembered for his influential pamphlets written at the start of the American Revolution. Common Sense, 1776 was a publishing date. And then he also, at the same year, wrote The Rights of Man. So he's an English-American philosopher, political theorist, and revolutionary, considered to be a founding father of the United States. His ideas were very influential when America was declaring independence from Britain in 1776. And both of those pamphlets were highly well thought of and widely spread by people who were involved in the revolution. I saw somewhere that his pamphlet may have reached over 500,000 people. It was purchased, and then it was passed on. It was read in taverns. And the Rights of Man he actually wrote to inspire people to get involved in physically, and financially in the revolution to fight the British. And he was an anti-monarchist, and he was anti-religion being involved in the government, and he was all about common sense, bringing rationality into government, which should serve the good of the whole, not just the landed gentry. And he also fought against, or I should say fought for, voting rights for those who didn't own property. So Katie Porter, born in Iowa in 1974. She attended both Yale and Harvard, I believe. One of her professors was Elizabeth Warren. She graduated with her law degree in 2001, and she became a tenured professor eventually at the University of California. And she wrote a textbook that is widely used, is the Modern Consumer Law book, which addresses consumer financial protection, which she's a big advocate of. You can see why she loves Elizabeth Warren, and Elizabeth Warren loves her, and she's certainly influenced by Elizabeth Warren. So in 2018, she runs and is successful in beating her Republican opponent. She becomes the first Democrat ever to win a congressional seat in for Orange County in the history of the Congress. So it's a big deal. And she is renowned for bringing her common sense and groundedness into Congress, speaking truth to power, and she brings those poster boards with all the facts, and she runs rings around the fat cats, the corporate elite that are usually testifying for the banks. And she's so fun to watch. Before I start, I'm going to be on Linda Grindle's show on this coming Sunday, a week from today. So I hope you all have a chance to listen or watch that. Okay, so the subject card that I got, the Sun. So my guides told me that this card represents both Thomas Paine and Katie Porter being vehicles for the sunlight, vehicles for the truth, vehicles for rational thought, to shine down on our discourse. This is the above card. This is a Queen of Swords, and this is both Thomas Paine and Katie Porter speaking their truth compassionately, bringing in that feminine force of compassion. And it's interesting if you look at the sun here, and then here's a sun right here. And to bring in a higher truth, to bring in illumination. In the past, so this is both Porter and Paine being inspirational. The wands are activity. They're bringing in this fire, and this burns away the old and brings in the new energy, new activity to bring about change. Below, this is the Eight of Pentacles, and this is both Paine and Porter being very hardworking in bringing their ideas into reality. And also, interestingly enough, both of them at one time being trusted with large amounts of money, because Paine was trusted with bringing over millions of units of currency from France as a loan to the United States. And Porter was appointed by Kamala Harris to oversee the disbursement of monies. I have it right here, actually. She was the independent monitor of banks in a nationwide $25 billion mortgage settlement. And she oversaw the bank's implementation of $9.5 billion in settlements for the Californians. So both of them had that role of dealing with large amounts of money, not for themselves, but to distribute it in aid of a large population. The future. So in the future position for past life reading, for the previous life, this is what how his life ended up, in essence, and then this is also in the future for the next life. So this is the Ace of Swords. This is the initiation of and realization of ideas that become bills, that become law. This is to do with justice. So Thomas Paine, highly influential in the founding of our country, in the forming of our ideas about government. And then Katie Porter is going to definitely have that role, very powerful in reforming, in transforming how our law is now regarding healthcare, regarding Social Security, regarding how the banks treat us, how the school loans are just sucking people dry of money. She's going to be a big transformer in all of that. Clarifying card, this is Strength. So my guides tell me this is both Thomas Paine and Katie Porter having risen above adversities and having the strength to do so. Thomas Paine, he almost died in transit to this country. He developed typhoid and actually fortunately was met by Benjamin Franklin's physician, who actually carried him physically from the ship to the shores. He also was imprisoned several times, barely avoided execution. He had a lot of resistance, as you can imagine, regarding his ideas for democracy and for freedom from religious rule. But he rose above it. And Katie Porter, interestingly, actually, I don't want to say tragically, because she rose above this, but she, and this is public knowledge, she talked about it in her campaign. She was married to a man who physically and mentally and emotionally abused her. and her children, and she managed to divorce him, and she became a single mom with 3 kids, and look where she is today. So that's definitely Katie Porter here. Strength. The outcome card is Justice, and this is definitely, you know, you can see Thomas Paine in this card because that was his whole course of his whole life course was to bring about justice, to bring about equality, to bring about fairness. And this is also Katie Porter, hands down. You can recognize her in that card, I'm sure. So there is a oracle card for us, and it is Trust in Magic. Magic is mysterious and coincidental. It is in the heart of those moments of synchronicity and knowing. It is woven into the awareness that there is more to life than what you care to see. It is born of the moment when you step without fear and with a loving heart into the void. Voice your desire and have the Great Spirit send its messengers to show you the way. Trust in magic, it's real and it surrounds you. Love that card. Also, what do you think regarding Porter and Paine? Do you think that Thomas Paine was the previous life of Katie Porter, and is Katie Porter the reincarnation of Thomas Paine? Just out of curiosity. So at this point of my reading, I always tell people that I'm available for readings. I do past life readings, anything in the present. I can help you as a medium get in touch with your loved ones who've passed over. We can also check to see if they have passed over, and if they haven't, if the guides can help pass them over. And I love introducing you to your guardian angels. I always leave information regarding my services below, and also there's a title card at the very end of the video that gives my information. There is a musical interlude coming up, and I just want to wish everybody love and stay healthy, be well, know that we all have healing powers within us, and I think the magic card healing is a magical process. It's an alchemical process, and when we heal, it's not just physical. We heal physically, mentally, and or emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I love you all. You guys take care, and I will talk to you soon, okay? And I'll look forward to being on Linda's show on Sunday. Oh yeah, I may put this video out on, or my usual Sunday videos out on Saturday next week. We'll see. Take care.